It's such a shame that we can't hold on to that feeling of euphoria when you're either gifted a cool brand new toy for Christmas or birthdays, or even saving enough pocket money to buy your very own toy. Life takes its toll, and until Hypercharge Unboxed released, all I could do to replicate those feelings was to live vicariously through my 5-year-old son when we're playing with his toys in a world he's imagining. But thanks to Hypercharge Unboxed, now I can feed my cravings for nostalgic, childlike happiness, whilst also feeding my cravings to play games. What a world we live in. Just look at this game. It's pure unadulterated big kid eye candy. There's something so alluring about dramatically changing the player's perspective and shrinking it down, and it's continuously becoming a more and more popular design choice, going all the way back to the top-down racer Micro Machines, to the more recent Hot Wheels, and even implemented pretty well into survival games such as Grounded. Developed by DCC, a team of 5 individuals, Hypercharge Unboxed absolutely nails the player's perspective, the art style, and the overall visuals. When I first stepped out of my plastic packaging to see the world through the eyes of a toy, I was in complete awe of my surroundings, and I'll get onto why the gameplay very slightly hinders the joy I got from simply looking around and exploring this environment shortly. Checking out all the obvious nods to real brands of toys incredibly up close and personal was an absolute treat, but once I passed the tutorial and barring the free roam option, I wasn't given too much time to explore the many nooks and crannies within the well-designed maps, and that's down to the frantic nature of the gameplay. Just to be clear, I'm predominantly a single player, story driven type of gamer, but I'm not shy of dabbing in the occasional multiplayer PvP experience either, but I'm usually more swayed towards co-op if I'm being forced to endure the unpleasant presence of other human beings. Hypercharge is essentially a first and third person shooter tower defense game. The game offers a single player experience where you're accompanied by 3 AI bots. You can play online with up to 4 players, or you can play local co-op with split screen support. The main game mode is defending 3 hypercores against waves of varying enemy toys that are invading the confined map that you're playing in. Each map is a room or area of a suburban house, like the bathroom, the kid's bedroom, or even heading out into the garden. The time between each wave of enemies is your chance to explore the maps, hunting down the strategically placed gold coins or these little packets, all of which are used as the currency to build the varying defences. It's not quite like Fortnite where you can freely build, but instead we're given the set locations to build defences like puddles of glue, poisonous traps, or walls of Lego. As we progress, we'll unlock more advanced and stronger defences, and it's key to make the most of the time given between each round, because you'll only enter into the build mode between each wave. Once the action starts, you'll be frantically darting around the map, keeping enemies at bay with the 2 main weapons you can carry, all of which have unlimited ammo and can be changed on the go by picking up all the different pickups and heading to a toy's packaging, which acts as a shop to purchase new weapons entirely using the coins that you've been picking up as you've been playing. You can even tweak each weapon, adding attachments like scopes or stocks to improve their handling and their overall performance. There's a good amount of weapon variety too, from the obvious ones like machine guns, shotguns, miniguns, and grenade launchers, and then there's more flamboyant weaponry like flamethrowers, lasers, and ice blasters. They all have some pretty satisfying feedback and variation to how they feel, timing the laser's charge to obliterate one enemy after another, or managing the ridiculous recoil of the minigun, just to name a few. I was a little disappointed in the traversal side of things though. There's a pretty steep learning curve in getting used to the floatiness of your character, but even once you do get used to it, climbing on anything is possible, but it never felt consistent, with certain objects being a breeze to climb on and other objects requiring absolute precision to climb. It broke up the fluidity of the fast-paced gameplay at times. It's got to be stressed though that this is an arena shooter and it only does good things for that particular genre, but if you're after a more in-depth single single player experience or even a more tactful online approach like a Call of Duty game, then this might not be for you. It's full on running and gunning, and the movement is rapid and you'll be firing from the hip a lot, especially when it comes to PvP, which in this case is plastic versus plastic. You can set up your own lobby server and send out the given invite codes to friends, join someone else's public server, or jump into matchmaking with 3 online modes being Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch or Plague modes, all with plenty of flexibility to change the game's rules. Another thing that needs stressing is that Hypercharge was made by 5 guys, and this is a game that's already hitting the heights of the other heavyweight arena shooters, with the devs avidly keeping the game updated with improvements and new features. Performance wise, the game ran flawlessly for me, playing on PC, and as of right now, PC and Switch is the only place to play right now, but a console release date is imminent, and when the release date is confirmed, which is promised to be sooner rather than later, I can see it rapidly catapulting the game up the sales charts. The next major update will be adding a fully fledged story campaign too, and this is what I'm super excited about. The world these developers have designed deserves a story. I hope they step away a little from the tower defense aspect of the game when integrating the story, and I'd love to see them open up the house too. Like I said, each map is currently confined to a certain area of the house, but can you imagine freely exploring the whole house with moment-to-moment gunfights and freely exploring this incredible world and all being tied to an overarching storyline? That would be awesome. There's one map that's set in the aisle of a toy shop too, and I'm still not quite sure how that fits into the suburban house, so maybe we could see the story head away from the house a little, maybe seeing the origins of these toys. What about the humans who own these toys? Could we see them play a role? Maybe they've got pets like some menacing cat that stalks you throughout the house. I'm getting carried away now, but you know this world deserves a story, and I'll be jumping in head first when they add one. It's currently $20 on Steam, and for me this is a little on the pricey side for someone who craves a single player experience, but if you're more the type to sink in hours into a PvP experience, then this one's a no-brainer. Absolutely worth it. It'll be interesting to see what the next story update does to the price of this game too. For a team that's confidently stated there's no microtransactions in their game, I like to think it'll stay the same. What do you guys think? Have you managed to play Hypercharge Unboxed yet? And if you have, what do you make of it? If not, is there enough here to tickle your fancy? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.